Ladies and gentlemen, my name is R.E.V.A, and welcome back to the Ethics of YouTube. This will be the final episode of the series to be mainly focused on the ethics of advertising on YouTube. For the longest time, I had no idea how I was going to be able to start this podcast, but I think I finally managed to figure it out. The first major mobile game I remember a lot of ads being placed on YouTube videos was for Clash of Clans by Supercell. The ads, they would not show gameplay, but instead they used computer animation to depict the characters fighting in epic battles. The actual game was nothing like what the ads showed. It was boring, slow, and pay to win. This, meant that you'd have to put a lot of real money into the game to make any kind of meaningful progress. This is the standard formula for mobile gaming, and for a while, the advertising of these games was very similar to Clash of Clans. They'd have original animation made for the ads that would never represent what the real gameplay was like. Later on, these ads started going down in quality to the point where they had a small amount of meme potential. A good example of this was Mafia City. Nowadays, some mobile game ads show real gameplay, but a lot of them still hide it and use stolen assets such as sounds from other YouTube videos or popular TV shows like Squid Game. Most of these ads are extremely poor quality in every way, and they're often guilty of misleading advertising, with most of them being really badly made, plagiaristic, and completely brain dead. A lot of them right now just rip off Squid Game or other popular TV shows and video games. Kids, especially ones under 8 years old, will often fall for these ads, download these games, and either start crying because the game looks nothing like the ad they saw on YouTube, spend their parents' money like they would with FIFA or Fortnite, or get a virus on their mother or father's phone because the app was actually malicious in nature the whole time. Another problem with the types of mobile game ads made for YouTube and other social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all them, so a lot of them contain adult content and are inappropriate for children, yet they get put before, during, and after videos that children and young teens would watch. Just like online gambling advertising and loot box advertising, YouTube does absolutely nothing about these awful advertisements. But unlike them, nothing is being done about mobile game advertising on YouTube. All of the same things that have happened because of online gambling ads and loot box ads have happened with mobile gaming ads. And to discuss the issues around mobile gaming advertising a little bit further, I've conducted an interview with someone who is very familiar with mobile games. His name is Keith Guerin, and he's a radio person. He works behind the scenes on the Adrian Kennedy Show on Ireland's Classic Hits, as well as having his own ambitions for making his own programming in the future. This was the interview I conducted with him.
Hello.
Nice to have you here. Keith, what was the first time you really remember seeing a game for a mobile game? First seeing an ad.
First seeing an ad for a mobile game? That is an interesting question. It kind of depends on what kind of mobile game we're talking here, because you can go as early as like Clash of Clans way back in 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Jetpack Joyride as well was a big one.
Ah, yeah, that was a big one. But I referred actually earlier in this episode about the first mobile game ads I saw were the ones for Clash of Clans around 2012, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and those were the ones I'm guessing you saw them ones.
Yeah, of course. I've actually seen a lot of the Clash of the Clan stuff, but all the advertisements and the short animated series that they did on YouTube as well.
Yeah. How many hours do you have on mobile games in general across everything?
Okay. So currently I have on my current phone, because there is different phones with different hours set. I have 800 hours in a Japanese game called Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and that's on this current account that I've had. On a global version of that game, I've had 200 hours. My Hero Academia Ultra Impact, which is a game that just came out, I have currently 80 hours on that, which came out about a month ago. There was the old My Hero Academia game, which is Smash Tap. I had 150 hours on that before it got shut down. And then I have about 50 hours or so on a bunch of other games, including New Star Soccer, Clash of Clans, and Slimy Sakai Memories.
All right. How often would you see ads for other mobile games while you're playing a mobile game?
It depends on the game, because a lot of games I play are gacha based, where they're advertising themselves and features in the game that make you want to spend money. If you go to free to play games completely, especially ones made in the West, they will usually, like New Star Soccer, for example, is a good offline game, but they have tons of ads for the other games that they make in the thing, like New Star Manager and New Star Basketballer.
Final question. Do you believe that there are too many mobile game ads that are like plagiaristic, like ones ripping off stuff like Squid Game?
Well, that's just the nature of the land, to be honest. It's more of a case of opportunities, and if something like Squid Games wants to pursue the cut and try and make a lawsuit, then by all means they should. But it's an advertising slot. People can do what they want.
All right. Thank you for coming on to this interview, Keith.
No problem.
It's been great having you. Hopefully I get to chat with you in another interview sometime.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, thank you very much. To end this episode, I just want to say that advertising of mobile gaming on YouTube needs to be either scaled back or stopped before too many people end up with massive losses in their bank accounts or viruses on their phones. Please, if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitch, and if you want to play a game with me, send me a friend request on Steam. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of The Ethics of YouTube.